Today I've taken a bit of a gamble. In this part of Spain, almost all of the trees are some kind of pine tree, so you don't get a lot of autumn colours, but there are a few places. And last year I did manage to get some autumn colour shots, but I almost left it too late. But I've come out a little bit earlier this year to one of the locations, and I'm beginning to wonder if maybe I've come too early. I could be just too early for the autumn colours, but I guess we'll see when we get down to the location and have a look. If there's no autumn colours, I'll have to see what else I can do. I hope you'll enjoy the video anyway. If you do, and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. So, I think I am a little bit too early. Looking at the trees here, some of the leaves are starting to turn, but most of them are still green. I think perhaps it needs another week or so, maybe 2 weeks. But nevertheless, we'll see what we can do with what we've got while we're here. I'm at a place called Paraje El Molinar, which is just outside the town of Alcoy, and as I've already said, I think I'm here a little bit too early for the autumn colours, but there might still be some shots to be had using those. Last time I was here, I ended up photographing a waterfall here, so I'm going to go and have a quick look at that. Okay, so that waterfall is way too overgrown to be able to get a decent shot of it, and you can't get down, low down either, so I don't think I'll bother with that. There was a missed opportunity shot here from a video that I did last year. Well, again, it would be better if we had some nice autumn colours, but we'll see. This was a scene that I didn't take when I was here back end of last year, with these worn steps going up. There's loads of dead leaves on there. There's one green leaf sitting on the bottommost step, and there's some foliage in the background. There's a rocky wall on one side and trees on the other, and the light's kind of coming in from the right hand side. So I'm going to do one at a bit of a distance like I am now, and then I'm going to do another one where I'm going to put that green leaf sort of right kind of in your face in the bottom of the frame. So I'm going to get low down. I'm going to do a shot of this building that houses the spring, And what I've got is I've got it framed by some leaves. Some of those leaves are green, some of them are just starting to turn. The sun's coming through the leaves, creating quite a glow in there. I've put a circular polarizer on because the top of the roof, the domed roof on the building, is getting quite a bit of glare. So I'm using a circular polarizer just to knock that glare out of there. I've taken the ISO up to 200. I want to get a fast exposure time because the leaves keep moving around and I want to make sure they're nice and sharp. So it's going to be 1/250th of a second, ISO 200, f11. Decided to go for maybe some more sort of kind of detail shots, and I've pulled back and I've put on the 70-200 lens at about, I don't know, 130 mil, something like that. And what I've got is a kind of a cascade of leaves coming in from the top of the scene, but mostly kind of from the right. And then there's the walls that lead down to the door of the building coming from the bottom of the scene, and then there's the door. Bump the ISO up to maybe 400 just to keep a reasonably fast exposure time to keep all of the detail in the leaves. Kind of thinking, as we've got, you know, a limited amount of colour but some quite nice light coming through from sort of fairly high up, maybe some sort of detailed, more intimate shots using a shallow depth of field. So I've got my 70-200, which is an f2.8 lens, so I can get, you know, a really nice blurred background and just focus on some clusters of leaves glowing in the light. Keep the ISO up at maybe 400 to keep the exposure time up at, you know, maybe 1500, 1/2000th of a second, so that everything is frozen. I'm going to do another shot framing the building. This time I'm only going to frame kind of the very top of the building, the tower, with some leaves all the way around. Be nicer if the leaves came in a bit further down at the top, but I can't do much about that. Again, 70-200 on, 70 mil, and again circular polarizer, just because the top of the building is a dome, ceramic tile dome. And it reflects the light a lot, so it's got a lot of glare coming off of it. So I'm putting the circular polarizer on just to take that glare out. Another quick version that I'm trying, again with the 70-200 on, but this time what I'm doing is I've got the kind of tower thing, little sort of the top section of the building with the hills behind, or the cliffs, mountains, whatever it is behind, and kind of some leaves coming in from either side. Circular polarizer to take the glare off the dome, and it'll also probably be a 16:9 crop to take out most of the top of the image, which is kind of a boring sky. I've got a shot here that I think may well be my last one for this trip. Basically, there's quite a nicely shaped tree. There's a bench, one of these kind of picnic type benches in the scene. The tree kind of curves up and around. There's some sky coming through that I can't really do anything much about. There's a few coloured leaves in the background that might look okay. So there's the bench. And there's the tree curving in. Obviously that's going to be blown out quite a lot, so we'll have to darken it. Although I'm going to brighten it quite a bit in post, I think. It's going to come down about 1/50th of a second. I think it's important to know when to call it quits, and I've worked this location pretty hard. Disappointed with the lack of the autumn colours. Maybe in another week or so, I shall come back. If we'd had nice autumn colours here, there's another location that I wanted to go to, but I think I'll leave it for today and maybe do that in a week or so's time, when hopefully we'll get a bit more colour in the scene, because that's not far from here, so the colours will probably be about the same. Anyway, I've had a nice play around and I'm hoping I've got a couple of decent images. We'll see, or at least I'll see. You've already seen. Too early for autumn colours, but there you go. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, likes, shares and comments, really appreciated and really helpful. If you're new here and you've enjoyed this and you want to see more of my stuff and more of what I get up to over the next few months, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And until the next video, bye.